to get up on Zoom, please? Gary, you there?
Yes, Judge, go ahead. Yeah, you're ready to go.
Good morning. This is on State of Florida versus Jamel Demmons. Present is Mr. Demmons. Mr. Demmons, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, you want to state your appearance?
Christine Brown, on behalf of the state.
Can I see Miss Liberty? You're on Zoom.
Yes, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning. We expecting anybody else? That's it?
Jamie Benjamin is on, and so is Daniel Erickson, who will be joining our team.
Counsel, you want to state your appearances? Can you hear me?
You're on mute still, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Aronson. We have not filed our notice of appearance, but we're anticipating we will be doing it very shortly.
Jamie is still on mute.
And I'll represent the same for Mr. Benjamin.
All right. And when would you anticipate, if you're going to file an appearance, filing one, Counsel?
Sometime early next week.
All right. So, Counsel, you stated your appearance, correct?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so let's get talk about what's going on. I know there was a motion. Miss Liberty, you filed a motion.
Yes, Judge, which I know you reviewed. So I didn't receive an objection from the state, and that's what we had reset for, to give her time to review it.
Understood. So there's nothing you want to add to your motion, correct?
Well, if the state wants to argue, I did have a chance to, because this was not put into order. I did provide Mr. Adelstein with an email between the state attorney and all of us stating that she was not going to put Detective Moretti on to testify to the maps, which is exactly what happened in the trial. So I would just like the chance to redepose him on that subject.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, at this time, defense has not shown good cause for a second deposition. In the motion, they represented there are 4 areas Detective Moretti testified to: cell towers, the distance of cell tower sector bands, cell phone data records interpretation, and data that is generated from the health application. As to the cell towers, there is no testimony from Detective Moretti on that issue. As to the distance of the cell tower bands, again, no testimony from Detective Moretti on that issue. That was covered by Brendan Collins of the FBI. There was no interpretation of the cell phone data records done by Detective Moretti. It was just a simple plotting of the points that were in the T-Mobile records, which were already in evidence. And in terms of the health data, that was known to defense counsel since at least February of 2022, that would be relied upon. In addition, Your Honor, I would indicate that if you review the court file, would show that on August 8th of 2019, the state filed the cell phone mapping of those records. That's up in law discovery. They were well on notice of that prior to the 2021 deposition of Detective Moretti. In addition, during the 2021 deposition of Detective Moretti, starting on page 43 through 45, there was questions asked of Detective Moretti about the cell phone analysis. I have that excerpt for Your Honor to review, if need be. With regards to any additional deposition, again, they have to show good cause, and this was a demand for speedy trial. We're still traveling under that, so at this point, the state would say that it would be inappropriate to grant a second deposition of the detective.
Judge, may I respond?
Sure.
As far as the steps came that from the Apple Health data, she didn't, the state attorney themselves didn't bring it to our attention until well after, almost a year after we deposed Detective Moretti. If Mr. Adelstein would show you the email that she sent stating that Moretti was not going to be testifying to these things. And thirdly, my motion, I had actually went to the transcripts of the trial testimony of Detective Moretti writing that motion. So in fact, he did testify. She goes specifically to the distance. It was on the cross-examination. Mr. Adelstein asked him about the distance. He responded totally different than what the FBI had responded. So I believe we have shown good cause. And we would like to redepose Detective Moretti specifically on those items set forth in the motion and what he had testified to at the trial.
Thank you. Anything else to discuss?
As far as that motion?
Yes.
No, I think Ms. Liberty stated
All right, I'll defer ruling. She wanted me to see your transcript. I'll take a look at your transcript. And, she said you were going to provide me something, an email. I haven't
The
seen it.
email has not, I could show it. Do you have it? No, you're.
Stuart, if you could just show the judge the email, it would be the last paragraph of the email, Judge.
Yes, this is, and I can totally pull that one up at the end of the time.
She just emailed.
Why don't you just email it to my office? Any objection if you just emails it to my office?
No, you're right. I just think we need to get the actual email. I can print it out if you tell me.
When did you receive it, Brad?
Stuart, hold on, I would come off of it would have been almost a year ago because it would have been close to when we were
Excuse me.
doing the Dahlberg, so.
Thank you. You were-
I would have to actually go. I just took a screenshot, Judge, this morning to give it to Mr. Adelstein.
It didn't all come out. What we'll do is.
Just
I'll
talk
sit
about
with-
it and give me a copy.
Fair
All
enough.
right?
Fair enough.
All right, so anything else on this case?
There's one other issue. I would ask the court to consider setting the trial from October 2nd to the following week, October 9th, I think, would be the date. As I indicated, unbeknownst to me, my wife had planned a trip during the week of October 1st. Canceled if the court will not roll it over. But I would ask the court to consider setting the trial.
This is, so, this was short order. I guess, to commence, this would well within the speedy trial issue, correct?
A waiver if it was on there. I believe that is it. Until October 1st.
That's my calculation.
Tell me you think that this is a waiver for speeding? Is that what you're saying?
They were asking for a time outside of the 90 days. That would be a delay attributable to the defense, which would then waive any right to us to bring those dismissed under power.
But
It's not outside of the 90 days.
that's what we agreed. Within the 90 days. So there's no way.
All I'm trying to, I thought I heard waiver, and I want to make sure everybody's on the same page, all right?
I think we're on the same page. It's not a waiver of speedy trial. It's within the 90-day period of time.
So, October 9th is a Monday, right?
Yes.
And when is your trip?
It starts September 27th. I believe it's 26th or 27th through the 4th.
Fourth.
Which is a Wednesday.
So, we're all good. Stated no objection to that. That's requested, just reset the trial for October, I'm sorry. It is short, so everybody knows we're on set for October 9th. Okay, anything else to discuss?
And here's a copy of the email.
Thank you. Is there anything else to discuss?
No, sir.
Thank you all.
But I finally was able to get rid of the mute. I just wanted to say hello this morning. Jamie Benjamin, waiting to come in as attorney of record on the case, but we haven't been able to do that yet.
Understood. That's what your colleague indicated, that hopefully next week you'll make some determination whether you're in or out. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Judge, would you want me to send you the excerpts from Detective Moretti's testimony regarding my motion? Pardon me?
Excuse me, Counsel. I try to read everything you tell me you want me to look at, and if you haven't brought it up yet, I mean, you need to send it to the state. I don't know if she's going to want to rebut something that was in there by another piece. If you want to send something, you let the state know, and send copies to everybody. But the hearing's concluded.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Council, good morning. Kobe. Good morning, Mr. Gray. Can you hear everything?
Yes, sir. There's Greg Collins and Patrick CeeLo Johnson. I built them to bring them up together, and I can wait for
And Arthur Wallace speaking for Ron Derrick McLemore, Your Honor. And I spoke to Mr. McLemore, and he understands the situation, and I have authority to waive his appearance this morning.
All right, so I guess this was set to try to figure out if we can get a trial date or figure out when you think you'd be ready for trial.
take the lead on that. We're having trouble just setting that position. Prosecutor indicated she didn't have it available times for the end of October. So I'll be setting that position.
Yes.
3 days, I'll set that positions on those days. Hopefully we'll have a better idea where those cases are going.
And are those days good for your colleagues?
What date?
Oh, there you go.
24th.
Yeah.
Yes? And
Judge, good morning. Diana Twain on behalf of the state. To be clear, it wasn't until yesterday that council reached out to me for dates. And so, of course, if we are at the beginning of August, I don't have any availability based on my trial schedule and pre-trials and everything I have going on for the next 2 months. So, end of October, my first availability. It looks like we're going to be able to set that position for the first time in this case.
That's correct, Judge. I was down 3 weeks in July. I had COVID again, the second one, so I was out of service for 3 weeks. And I had an order for the brief that I was on.
we're not aware of any of those technical issues. Or we got a word.
You can throw in that these guys were traveling internationally too. I was watching some of their things, but I got COVID.
Except jet lag.
I'm healthy. I'm right here, Judge.
I get, my only issue, Council, is it's a 2019 case and it has to get released. So why don't we do this? Your deposition at the end of October, why don't we put it in for another status the first part of November? And pick a date then that works for
That was going to
everybody.
be my request, Judge.
That makes sense.
So, Council, for each of you, and just take one at a time, your client's previous to a speedy trial, I take it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, for Ron Derrick McLemore.
So, the defense continuous then on everybody's part?
Yes, sir.
No, Judge.
And then we set it for a status in November. If something comes up, just contact my JA, put it on the docket. All right?
Very good.
All right, guys, thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge.
No, I gave him status. Did you give him status?
Movement.
First part of November.
November 10th?
Good for you guys? November 10th?
Very good.
State, 10th?
Yes.
10th? November 10th?
Be the fam, that's what they call me. I promise that you never be